Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being patient as I was out of town and was not around in order to do some of these videos that I normally do on a weekly basis. I think I got one of these out to you last week, but anyway, there definitely has been a lull of videos on my channel simply because I've been gone and not able to record. This guy is doing this again, and I'm going to snap. He keeps going the wrong way. I'm going to actually put him down at the other end of the field. Instead of going back and doing the parts that need to be done, he's doing the opposite. And that is making me freaking crazy. So, I've returned the little piddly stuff that we rented for our logging. We're going to rent some big equipment and just get a bunch of stuff done. Come on. As I realized, we can turn those spaces into part of our fields and get more field space. At least for the grass stuff. So what I'm going to do is I want to put this chucklehead down here. Hopefully he won't get lost again. But what he's doing is he keeps going back the way that he's come instead of continuing on. So we're going to give him one more chance. Going this way. And the hope is when he's done, he turns right and not left. But we'll come back and check on him. In this field, we have somebody else running our spreader, putting lime down. Now, we aren't going to plant this field till next year. So that's going to be, I think we're going to do probably half oats and half soybean. But this field is getting planted today. This is going to be wheat. So, I guess you would call it winter wheat. There's a freaking rock right there. I'm going to clean up the edges, I guess, before I return that rock hauler. Our chickens are good. We got one egg in production. They've got sorghum. Oh, we're going to grow sorghum. That's right. And then I have to get that filled up. And then, anyway, my thought is to rent some heavy forestry equipment and really get that forest moving instead of spending like weeks and weeks hand cutting everything. I just want to get it processed and off there. I'll be back. There he is. I had to find the guy. Honestly, he did a pretty good job, actually. At some point, when we have more money, I still would like to get a good mid-size tractor. Something not quite as big as our case. But bigger than this. This tractor is great, but it is just old, slow, and honestly, a little on the small side for some of the tasks that we need to do. Like, I tried rock picking with this, and it's not big enough. Even though it has the horsepower requirement to do it, it's just not a big enough or heavy enough tractor. But it's good for spreading. It's been fine doing that. It's good for moving stuff around the farm. It's good as a mixing tractor. It really needs to be cleaned. It's quite dirty. All right, so I'm going to head over. I think over here to the right is where we get lime. And then I also need to obviously get some gas for it, so I'll get there when I get there. And so we fill back up with some more lime. Whee! Lots of lime. Limey. I don't know exactly where the gas station is. I was thinking it would be at the... well, it looks like we rented a weeder, too. We will be using that. I don't think I bought that, but maybe I did. Let's take a look in the leasing. No, I bought it. That weeder is mine. I don't have to run it yet, though. Only on the crops where they're growing. Like on the field, I have a field that's full of weeds, but I don't have to run it yet on that one because they're going to get plowed under when we go to plant. But then once I've done that, then they're going to have to be weeded. Now, I don't know if I pass. I know we have gas on the farm, so I'm thinking I probably should just do that. Platinum expansion. New and shiny. I'll be back. So before I put this guy back in the field, we're going to fill him up. Part of me wanted to just throw him back in there, but I can't do that in good conscience. He's going to run out of gas. I don't even know if I have any gas on the farm. I suppose we should buy some if I don't. There's the tank up there. And that freaking idiot in the tractor went the wrong freaking way. Oh my God. So we're going to put them in remedial courses, which means I'm going to have to take them down here and start him over on this side of the field, hoping that he can figure out that no, that's not the way you go. Idiots. Now, interestingly, it doesn't look like there's a lot of rocks down on this side. Oh, no, there are. They just weren't drawing in. There we go. So sometimes you just got to shake your head and go, okay, dude, whatever. So we're going to go down. This needs to go down to the far end. And then that's it for the year on this field. I suppose we could. I don't know what I would do to make it not field and divide it like in half. Aside from maybe paint a road up the middle and make this 2 fields. I don't know. We're definitely going to have to put some separation in there because the game actually, at least it used to get pretty messed up when you suck in one kind of crop and you started picking up a second crop. It oftentimes would lock up the harvester. So we need to make sure that we have some sort of separation between the 2 fields, but I'm not sure what I'm going to do that yet. All right, lady, take it away. No mess. All right, so back to the farm. We're going to run down and rent some stuff. Actually, I'm just going to do one thing at a time. First thing we need is to rent a trailer that can haul some of this larger equipment. We also need to decide what type of equipment we're going to be leasing. So I'm not sure yet what to get. I was thinking possibly one of the big Volvo cutter, because that seems to do all tree sizes. I don't know. We'll take a look and see what they have when we get there. And just because it's totally American, we're gonna grab the Schwarzmuller. Make it cheaper. Make it a better color. We don't have red trailers very much in America. $2,000 to change the color. Oh, frig's sake. Okay, can be red. Lease that for $28.50. Okay, we're gonna need this for a couple days. And then let's take a look at our harvesters. Man. 435. This does 71 centimeter, 64, 80, 65, 70. That's the biggest by far. 58, 81. And that's it. Oh, the John Deere does 64. Hold on. So just doing the math, this is the best one for the money. So we're going to lease this. God, it's so expensive to lease. I don't know if we'll make this back. I think we will. We're going to cut down so much more wood. Like, the whole forest will be gone by the end of the fall. But I don't want to spend weeks, like, cutting it into pieces. Cut into pieces. Look out, dear. Cut into pieces. All right, so we need to, I got to remember how to do this. We're going to extend this out. No, not that way. Yeah, okay, no. Extend the ramps out, extend the beds out. There we go. Okay. This thing's pretty sweet. It is so freaking big. I hate to use it in every series that I have, but it deserves it, to be honest. Chug, 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 chug. Come on there, buddy. Oh, I thought I was nice and even on there, and I'm not. All right, that's probably good right about there. Let's lower this down. That looks good, right about there. And power off. And hopefully that's trapped. We shall see. Oh. Come on. This truck don't have enough horsepower. It's trying. Really difficult. Now, the bad news is I haven't seen any. I was on the phone for a while. I haven't seen any messages from my work crew. I have a feeling I'm going to get back to the farm and everyone's going to be stopped. Because that's the quality of worker that I hire. There we go. I wish I got a sponsorship from Volvo. Heck, I'd even drive one of their cars if they would give me a sponsorship. Well, you got like 4 viewers and you want a sponsorship? Oh, never mind. Break all the trees as we go through. So this will be nice to have this to work with. And once again, like I said, we're going to have to check our workers. I have a feeling they're both... The one is probably out of lime. And the other one is probably full of rocks. In fact, I can already see the one tractor just parked out there in the field. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it's just sitting out there, which means that they probably ran out. So we'll have to go fill them up before we start cutting. And the other guy's probably full up with rocks. So we'll have to do the opposite. We'll have to empty them out. This is going to knock some trees down fast, though. That's what I'm up for. All right, so let's check our farmers and see what they're doing. Yep, he's full. And just sitting on the field, charging me money for doing nothing. Once again, by the time we get this field done, man, like, I need to get this thing planted today. This has got to be planted before midnight, or we lose the opportunity to plant wheat. Because October is the last day to plant wheat. And with these people screwing around, taking forever to get their jobs done, that's not going well. There we go. Especially when they get lost. Get lost. And they're off. The lime I'm not as worried about. We can deal with that later. I'm going to get the tree harvester started. That's a big one. This lime can go down over the next couple days. Like, there's no rush here because we're not doing this until next year anyway. So I'm just going to leave that guy here. Probably honestly, until the other tractor is done and can throw its weight around a little bit. But we need to get this. This thing's expensive to rent. I need to get this into motion quickly and get it done. It's something like $20,000 a day for this thing. So let's get this guy into use. I wish the controls for the construction simulator would have copied Farm Simulator. These controls are just so much better. They're still not great, but the fact that you have to use both triggers and bumpers to get the stuff to move around is really... That gets old really fast. Unfortunately, it's not fun. Whereas this is much faster. We need to set our size. Tree length. We're going to make it 6 meters, easy to pick up. And we'll get one of those trailers that does double 6 meter when we go to rent. You get more wood with 6 meter though. And then we'll have to rent a grinder and come back here and grind all these stumps out. I can do this. For real. Wow, I got sucked in. So I'm going to be putting this out there again. This is probably one of my more popular series, so I wanted to share this. In about a week, I'm just going to cut this right here because obviously it's not going to cooperate. I am going to Columbus to visit one of my viewers, and he works at a company that runs a flight simulator. It's called Take Flight Ohio, and it is a cockpit, a simulated cockpit of a 737. And you can get in there and get practice. It's designed to let people try to learn how to fly a heavy jet, but also for people to practice that are 737 pilots that are learning as a training tool. And it looks really exciting. I can't wait to get in there and try it, but I will be making obviously a video going down there. We're going to make a video, so keep your eyes open for that. That should be coming out next week, maybe, you know, Thursday or Friday of next week. We'll release that video once I get it edited and all put together. But I'm excited about that experience, and hopefully you guys will be too, because it's pretty much a once in a lifetime for me, probably. So keep your bananas peeled. Trying to push that out a little further. There we go. Yeah, I may have to end up using a yarder. We'll see. I did want to clear out this area back here by the woodshed a little bit. Not by the woodshed, the straw shed. Because it's hard to see what you're doing when you're back here. So... One of the things I am enjoying about this DLC is the fact that we can use the stuff in other maps. That has been a pretty big thing. I know some of the things don't work, like the container trailers don't work. You have to use a regular trailer, but that's all right. I think it's still neat that we get the opportunity to do some of this and really get some of this cut. Oh, full tank. I gotta go empty that guy out. So I'll be right back. Let's go empty that out. Back to sawing logs, and I don't mean taking a nap. I took a nap today. I had a early morning project, and I went to bed late last night, and that was pretty stupid on my part, but I'm like, I got home from work, and I'm like, I really need to take a nap. I crashed for about 2 hours. There's that. And this. Yeah, about one of these for good measure. And a little nub. You can see how quickly, though, we're clearing all this out. Once again, I will have to come back with a grinder. I'll probably just rent one of those heavy-duty mulcher grinders for that, because they go pretty quick. We'll get this all cleared out. And look at all these logs already, though. This will be a lot of money. Like, once again, I don't expect to make a fortune off of this, but it's going to be a decent amount of money. And like I said, I think we'll leave those two little trees and these bigger ones. Oop. Basically the lodgepole pines. That's what I think these are supposed to be. Or, well, let's see, what do they say? Do they say what they are? Spruce. So we're gonna make some guitar tops with these. I'll say, oh yeah, make some wood. Chop it up. And you can see how quickly, man, we just eaten this forest up. So I had fun last week. I went to Columbus, Ohio, for a they had their annual township meeting, and one of the companies I do business for, or contract for, is Dove AV, and it's basically an audiovisual company, and they do all kinds of event coverage. They do sales of equipment. They do all kinds of different equipment rentals, leasing, that kind of stuff. And they every year they record for the clients these seminars that the cities put on, or that the townships put on, and we get to go and cover that. And so it was a neat experience. I got down there Tuesday night with the owner, and we got set up, and then Wednesday afternoon we did our first seminars, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday pretty much we were out there recording them, and it was a really cool experience. And I get to see at the convention, and unfortunately I didn't really have time to take pictures because we were pretty busy, but they had 2 or 3 John Deere 5 Series tractors, like 5Ms, and then they had a couple New Holland tractors. There was a Massey Ferguson this year. It was really neat to see the modern tractors. You know, they're using them as, for the most part, they're displaying them as either snow removal devices and or mowers. So they had all kinds of different mowing stuff attached to them. They did have some forestry gear in there, including one of the saws that hangs from this, where they just kind of hang down and you use it to clear trees away from wires and stuff like that. And they had, side mowers, things like that. It was really pretty neat. It was a neat show this year. A lot of white Western Star trucks. in different like dump truck and snowplow variations. So anyway, I had a lot of fun checking that stuff out. And then recording the event was pretty easy this year. We didn't have to do any cameras. It was all done with these devices called Epiphan's, and they just were capturing the presentations. So rather than video the people walking back and forth with their microphones, they just grabbed the presentation itself. And so that was pretty neat. I'm going to start a new pile back here on this side because we have a lot of wood piled back there, so it makes sense to just kind of work around this area now. But I'm going to use the crap out of this. I'm hoping throughout the day today, or throughout, let's just say, the month of October, I'll be able to get a lot of these trees felled. The goal really was to clear out these 3 forest patches, and then I'm not sure if I probably will just rent a forestry trailer for my semi-truck and use the telehandler to, over time, load the trees into the... oh, he's full again. Into the forestry trailer, and we'll just kind of lease that for a couple months, because that won't be too expensive. They're probably about $1,000 a day, a month, I mean, and we'll make that back very easily. But this guy, because of its daily cost, we really just need to use the heck out of it while we have it. That did not go where I wanted it to go. Let's see if we can rearrange this a little bit. I did some phone shopping this week. My phone is really, really cracked at this point. I've been pushing it for as long as I can, but it's getting to the point where the screen is so cracked it's hard to see what's on the screen. And so I was kind of weighing getting it fixed versus buying a new one. But you know what? Honestly, I have an older iPhone XR, and they're still going for $1,000, which is, to me, ridiculous. It's silly that an old phone like that can be still worth so much money. I don't think it's really worth that, but it is what it goes for. So if I want to replace the phone with like phone, I'm going to have to spend $1,000. And if I want, or get a crappier phone like an Android, which is not, I'm not saying Android's crappy, but like the Androids that are available that are on the same level as my phone are once again $1,000. So I can get like a $300 or $400 Android, but then it's going to overheat when I try to do the drone and all this other crap. So I looked into it, and it seems like you can get like what's the name of the store? The Apple Store will replace the XR screen for $200. So I think I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and do that, and then get one of those like outer box cases so that it never happens again. Because the phone will last me a long time. I use phones for a long time. Like usually get years out of. This is the first time that or second time I should say, both of them have been XRs that I've broken the screen. Usually I don't even break the screens. They last forever for me. But I've had a string of bad luck. One of them was my fault. The other phone, I told you guys this story a couple of years ago, but I got in a car, and I'd been used to working on the back of the Kia Soul as a drone operator. And so instead of it putting on the hatchback on the trunk lid, because before that I had minivans, so it's like I constantly had a hatchback style vehicle. Well, I went to this, trunk car, and I set the phone on the roof, not thinking, and drove off with it on the roof. And so needless to say, my phone fell on the road and got run over by a bunch of cars and got smashed. And so that one, I did get the screen replaced, and it lasted me for another year or so. But then the screen started falling out. And that was not an Apple replacement. It was replaced at, like the mall guy did it. And some of the features didn't work. And I'm like, you know what, I'm going to take it to Apple, because I would assume that the Apple bar will do it right, Maybe I'm wrong about that, but it seems to me that usually Apple they do that kind of crap right. So I'm going to get it fixed at Apple and spend the extra probably 70 or 80 bucks it costs to do it there. And then get a good case so that never happens again. Because I think the way that it works, the OEM screens are more breakable than the regular screens. So I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that that's how that goes. Like the OEMs break. So I'm not sure about that though. And when I say I know OEM is OEM, but it's original manufacturer. But even so, I think that once you replace the screen, they're never as strong as the original screen. So I'm going to have to be very careful. But phone prices are just like anything right now, because of our wonderful economy where there's nothing wrong, phone prices are just through. They have been for a while, but they're insanely expensive right now. And even the older tech, because of the unavailability of the newer stuff, even the older stuff is still just outrageously expensive. You know, I'm finding used XRs for like $400. New, I think it was like $1,200. Maybe $999. I had to look it up again. But it's been a really good phone. So aside from it being broken, I don't really need a new phone, but all right, so we've cut up a bunch of wood today. I'm going to continue doing this. We will not see any benefit for this for a while because, like I said, my goal, I believe what I want to do is, because we own all the way up to the road there, and we own all along the backside of my fields. So it's going to be, it's not tons and tons of woods, but there's a lot of trees here. But if I can get them all cut down this month, that's my goal, and then we'll go through and clear out the stumps. But we will, the investment will pay off because we will start having some serious money from chopping these down. And then, maybe not serious money, but we'll have several $50, $60, $70, $80,000 maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm overestimating. I think this rental will pay for itself. That's what I'm getting at. I'm praying that the rental pays for itself, but if it doesn't, I'm skunked. But I think it'll pay for itself. But I just, the pace that we were going with the other thing, I was just like, man, it's going to take me like a month of Sundays to get this done. And I want the series to continue on, I don't want to be spending just all my time doing this, so that's one of my goals for this month, is to get this forested in nice, neat little piles just like this. And the good news is we can keep an eye on our guy who has now gone the wrong way again. You son of a pig. He's gone the wrong way. This is so bad. Go the right way! How can the workers be that dumb? Was he still blocked by an object? No. Why is it saying that? Ugh. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope sincerely that you enjoyed this episode. Sorry once again that it's been a couple days since I've put anything up. But like I said, I was out of town, and I was able to get some videos out. I still got a couple to release, but I have a hunter video and another truck video, and I'm like, those don't never do well, and I don't want to keep releasing like those just truck, hunter. Well, where's Farm Sim? Where's the popular series? Yeah, I can't record those when I'm out of town. Can't record anything when I'm out of town, but those are the leftovers is all I had. So I wanted to get home tonight, make sure I got one video done and up to you. So this should be posting. I know it's probably going to post around midnight. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. More to come. Tomorrow I'll be home during the day, so I'm going to try to get some more recordings finished and give you some more of the Farm Sim things. Hopefully this week I'll have time, maybe Wednesday night, to get with Kyle so that we can get caught up on our logging farm. And so anyway, I'll see you guys in the next exciting episode of Spruce Mountain. Or maybe no more Spruce Mountain. No more spruce. Do 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 do.